2, 1. Welcome to the RPG After Years, your weekly show covering all things RPGs from the past, present, and future. This is episode 84, and I'm Scott.
And I'm Rich.
Today, we're going to be covering a bunch of all the latest RPG news, Tokyo Game Show that happened. And we got lots of stuff out of that. And later in the episode, we're officially going to kick off our first RPG club for Mass Effect. Can't wait. But before all that, let's catch up. Rich, it's been a minute since you and I actually got to talk. It's like a month ago we did that Secret of Mana review.
Well, yeah, that Secret of Mana, with the tree and everything else. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
They blocked that out of my mind.
Yeah. I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we finished that game. It's off our list and moved on to something more modern.
For those that weren't aware, Rich and I and Frost recorded that Secret of Mana review, both parts at once. And then we had the Bill episode after that for Final Fantasy Adventure. So that's why it's been so long since Rich and I talked.
It was like a 4-hour long episode that we recorded.
Yeah, it was a good one, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what have you been up to, my man?
Well, in the last month, I have decided to do a couple things. So I decided to play some Dead Space and booted that up on my computer, for Halloween. It's a spirit of horror.
I've been thinking about starting Dead Space for Halloween.
You should do it.
It's not that long of a game on screen, so
spooky, scary game for sure. And I can't wait for the new one.
And Alien Isolation.
Dead Space.
Okay, how is it? I
love Dead Space. It's really good. It's got a good story to it. The mechanics are kind of they're a little clunky, but I think that's the reason for that. But I just think the story's great. The monsters are good. You don't trust everything that's dead, so hence the name Dead Space. So
dead things in space. Is that what it's
about? Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that much about it other than space and monsters.
Oh, you'll like it. I think you'll like it. Obviously played some Mass Effect. Did a little bit of that.
We'll talk about that later.
Yep. And I ventured back into Eorzea. So, as you don't know, that's Final Fantasy 14. I have booted that back up again. I've been playing that. I finished the Realm Reborn stuff as much as my ability. I am now in Heavensward. I'm into that content.
How was the end of Realm Reborn?
So boring and long and bleh.
Really? I've heard that about the first thing, but I thought they had shortened it or made it more easy to get through or something.
They did. It just wasn't really that memorable. Obviously you finish everything and then I just don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't tried it yet. I highly recommend, Scott, you play it just because I think you should. There's so much content that you have not done yet. So much
in the Final Fantasy 14 with the free trial that includes up to, with no leveling limit, that includes up to the end of award-winning expansion Heavensward.
Yeah. I feel like your PC can handle it. You just got to click the button and sign up.
Yeah, I do want to do it. It's just a matter of
I might just refer you. I'm going to refer you because I will get a bonus.
Do like Final Fantasy Fridays or something.
Do it.
I don't know. I'm still torn on it.
I'm going to save all those points for the Scott stream and I'm going to redeem them and I'll make you play it.
You could do that
I
technically.
could. That's whoever's listening that listens to or watches the Scott Spot. Do that. If you have a lot of points, do it. Sorry, I'm just rallying against you.
Now that you're through Realm Reborn, though, like I've heard that it's just all gravy from here. Like as far as how good the game is, like all the expansions are fantastic, and you're probably gonna fly through them if you keep playing.
Maybe we'll see. I it started off a little slow. I'm basically just got into the town where they let me in, Ishgard. And that's about it so far. Like I'm meeting some of the houses. I'm talking to some people. Dragons are possibly coming back. I feel like it's Game of Thrones.
I hate when the dragons come back.
I know. But yeah, I like it. I'm still running with my Bard class. I don't want to be a Bard, but that's what I ended up being with when I was playing a Realm Reborn. So I'm doing that. And then on the back end, I'm leveling up my Dark Knight. So I'm trying to be a Dark Knight.
Why? Oh, okay. That's cool. I was about to say, why would you pick Bard? That seems like such a not rich thing to choose.
I picked Archer, and then I was doing the Archer, and then I didn't realize the job class that goes with the Archer is a Bard. So,
okay, gotcha.
I didn't research well enough.
I don't know what I'm going to do if I ever play. If I had to just pick one randomly, I think I would go with Gunbreaker. But I think
you can't do Gunbreaker.
Yeah, you got to like go through several iterations of other classes to get there or some shit.
I think you have to be level 60 in some class, in some Disciple of War class. So you got to get through all that. I'm close. I got 8 levels left, and then I could do it.
Okay, well,
that's what I'm going to do. Like I want that so bad.
Right. All right. What else?
That's really about it. Besides the Mass Effect stuff for the RPG Club. Yeah, I've been focusing a lot on the Final Fantasy 14 stuff when I'm not doing anything.
You are in the know correspondent.
I'm trying to catch up.
Okay, well then, as for me, I didn't actually list out every single game I've been playing. I'm trying to get better about that. But first off, just to throw this out there, Corey and I finally finished Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot nice to say about the game. It wasn't a bad game. It just is completely unforgettable and with some terrible mechanics here and there. It's way too damn long. The story is not very interesting. I would say out of all the campaigns, Ada's was one of the better ones, but still not good.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate because there's a lot of polish to the game, like high production values, incredible like set piece sequences, like you would see in Uncharted and other things, but it's just not. I'm glad I finally play it. I will never play it again.
It's they've got that Capcom money and that Resident Evil money, so that's why they were able to do that. Like I like the idea of the stories that they tried to do with I think it was 3 separate ones, and then Ada's was a bonus.
Right.
I like that in theory, but it just seemed like they tried to do too much, and it really went off to the action side of things. It wasn't a horror like it was supposed to be. It was like, all right, we did Resident Evil 5. That was pretty good with action. Let's just keep doing that.
What's funny to me is the game's final like ending shows. Well, the game is really old. I don't think this is a huge spoiler. It leaves you on a cliffhanger to kind of like imply that, ooh, the next game's going to be about Jake's new adventure, Jake Wesker's adventure. I don't think we've heard from him since 6.
Nope. I think they realized that that storyline was just dead. They were like, yeah, well, we won't talk about that unless they do some kind of like anime deal that goes with it. But I think they did.
I'm excited about that movie.
Yeah. Did you finally saw the trailer for it?
Yeah, it looks really well. I'm not going to say it's going to be good, but it looks like the most promising live action thing we've gotten from Resident Evil.
Yes, I think it's going to be phenomenal. I like Robbie Amell. I like some of the characters they have to it. I do like the guy that they got playing for Leon. That's going to be good.
Even though he looks nothing like Leon, but that's fine. Can you imagine the real actual Leon haircut on a grown ass man? So,
I mean, they tried. I mean, they got the little bit of the swoop thing down with his hair, but at that point, it's all you're running through a bunch of things. It's grimy. It's sweaty. You know, your hair is just going to go poof.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, just shave my head.
That's the explanation.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm excited because now that RE6 is out of the way, we can start RE7, which is supposed to be super good. And then eventually get to 8 as well.
Yeah.
I'm having a problem right now where all these awesome games are coming out and I don't have time to play them though. Psychonauts came out too, and I'm a huge Psychonauts fan. Still haven't started it. And we want to start RE7, and now we got this Mass Effect stuff going. It's time is of the essence. Also started Metroid Dread. Most of you guys know I'm a huge Metroid fan. Love it so far. It's really, really good. I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring out where to go. It definitely doesn't hold your hand, at least compared to Fusion. But yeah, it's definitely living up to the hype, and it's very, very good. And looking forward to playing more of that. Still playing Subnautica Below Zero. Almost done. I think after this podcast, actually, I'm gonna start streaming and probably finish it. We're really close to the end, so would have finished it yesterday. It's just running out of time, really. Also still playing Pokemon Sword. I'm trying to complete the Pokedex. Did I tell you that? Did I say that?
Yeah, you're trying to do that. I remember saying that.
Gotcha. I'm stuck on trying to find this one particular legendary Pokemon. It's just like a random fact or random factor to getting the right one, but it's interesting. And then I just wanted to mention this real quick. Last night I also booted up, famous RPG After Years game of the decade, Jackbox Party Pack 3. Played that with some people.
Nice.
Did some trivia and murder partying. Whoa, that's hard to say. Trivia and murder partying. There we go. I almost said trivia murdering party.
Dang.
And Quiplash, but yeah. But yeah, that's about it. I've been playing some other stuff too, but that's the summary there.
Nice.
So that's all the games we've been playing. In the way of announcements, RPG Club, we've officially kicked that off, and hopefully everybody's playing along with us. It's the book club segment, except for all playing the same parts of an RPG. Our current game is Mass Effect, and the new checkpoint is to finish Therum, which is also known as the Dig Site, and then all the stuff that happens at Feros as well. And that is due by Sunday, October 31st.
Halloween!
Yes,
sorry.
Exactly. You can do other side quests before then, if you so choose. Or after that, you just can't move on to the next thing, which I'm trying to find right now. The next thing is, don't go to Noveria. There you go. And again, Rich and I are going to talk about Mass Effect so far a little later in the show. But for now, you ready to move on to the news, dude?
Let's do it.
Hear ye, gather round for all your news. Stop your clatter and listen close. Alas, you won't believe your ears. Listen close for the news.
All right, so we had TGS, Tokyo Game Show, a couple weeks ago, and we haven't had a chance to cover all that news yet, so let's not waste any time and jump right in. First off, we got a new trailer for Project Triangle Strategy, which is now just Triangle Strategy, I guess. And that is, we also got a release date that's coming out on March 4th, 2022.
The name is so original.
Yeah, right. Well, part of the Project series. I don't even know what Triangle Strategy means, really.
Like, I'm sure it's going to be in the game. They'll announce it. It'll be some secret move that's like, did you know the Triangle Strategy? Did you hear about the legend?
I played the demo when it came out, like a year ago or however long it's been, and nothing. I mean, yes, it's a tactical RPG, so yes, there is strategy, but nothing was like specific to triangles, so I don't really understand. But
well, I mean, it could be like that same sense of it's the name of it, but it's never mentioned in the game. Just like Final Fantasy, the terms Final Fantasy is never mentioned in Final Fantasy, at least to my knowledge. Yeah,
at least it's not called Infinite Undiscovery, which that's a game.
It is, and I have it, and I want to play it at some point.
I don't know anything about it other than the title, so it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. Never means anything. I have no idea.
Yeah. I've been keeping an eye on this game. It looks it's still, every time I look at it, it just looks better and better. I've been paying close attention to it because I did enjoy the demo, And even Corey watched these trailers and he was like, I want to play that. So
Yes.
and this has this retro aesthetic that looks beautiful, but it's got full voice acting, and he loves strategy RPGs. So
Yeah, he does. That's true.
You got any thoughts on this game? Are you going to pick it up or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll pick it up. I mean, it looks interesting. I think it's going to be one of those good games that goes along with Octopath Traveler. In my mind, I think this is a successor to Octopath Traveler, but just more of a hybrid of it. They just said, we did a good job with this Octopath Traveler game that looks just like the old school ones, old school Final Fantasy VI and all those. Let's do something like that, but with the tactics games, and then just made something new. Instead of giving us a sequel or a remake of Tactics, they said, let's just do this. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm curious.
If it does well, I'm hopeful that we might get a Final Fantasy Tactics in sort of a similar vein to this game. I think it's, I'm excited for it. But I don't know what else they could really do at this point. And I think last time we did news, we got like a list of all these improvements that they had made based on the feedback from the demo. And it just was like, geez, that is a lot of improvements.
Yeah. That's what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to release a demo, ask feedback, make changes, and go from there. I think those make successful games, in my opinion.
Hopefully I think they're doing something similar with the Stranger of Paradise demos too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about in a little bit. But before that, our next story. Speaking of retro throwback RPGs, Eiyuden Chronicle. Remember that one? It's still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's the Kickstarter thing that was made to be like, what is it? Saga Frontier? No, not Saga Frontier.
So Sudoku? Suikoden? Yeah.
So yeah, that we still don't have a release date for that. We don't know when it's coming, but I think we reported previously that in order to kind of ease the pain of the wait and introduce the world, they're actually doing a spin-off game first, which doesn't make any sense to me, but it's called Eiyuden Chronicle 100 100 Heroes is the main game. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is the spin-off. So they showed a new trailer for this. They showed the three characters, the main characters of this game. And it's looking pretty good to me still. You got any thoughts?
No, I never really played those games, to be honest. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I think it's going to be okay. It may not be something that I pick up, but I'm excited for the people that do want to try it because it looks interesting.
I get wary when these Kickstarter projects spin off into like different tentacles and things before the first thing's even out.
Yeah, that part's weird to me. Why do this and not finish the game first? Yeah, so I don't.
The infamous example, Mighty Number 9, where it had like an anime and 40 different versions announced before the game came out, and just like, ugh. But hopefully that's not what happens here, because I think this Eiyuden Chronicle thing has a chance to be really cool if they put the time in.
Yeah, that's true. It's also goes back to Final Fantasy 15, where they announced all this extra crap before the game came out as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good. That's not
the
even
movie
a Kickstarter thing.
Nope. But that was like the movie, the mobile game, the was it 4-part YouTube anime series Brotherhood, and then
and it seemed like none of the people in charge of any of those things were talking to each other. So
nope.
Like there were inconsistencies between Kingsglaive and the main game as to what actually happened. And
and they finally fixed that later on. But anyways,
I finished that book. It was interesting. We'll have to maybe do like a bonus episode on that.
Yeah.
At some point. I can tell you what happened.
Yes, I like that.
All right. The next.
So, speaking of Final Fantasy, new Stranger of Paradise info trailer and demo. See, I want to say Stranger of the Paradise. Sounds like a better flowing title.
Stranger of the Paradise.
Yeah, but this is Stranger of Paradise. So they released some more information at the Tokyo Game Show about this game, the origin. It will be launching March 18th, 2022, PS5, 4, Xbox Series S and Xbox One, and PC via the Epic Game Store. It seems like Square Enix has this like weird hard-on with Epic Game Store. Yeah. So new game footage shows. A new female character named Neon joins Jack's party. The names of the 4 Warriors of Light just crack me up. What do you think about the names?
It's a weird mix of like very normal names and then not
Yeah.
normal names. So I'm not sure what to make of it.
Yeah, Jack, Ash, Jed, and Neon. My dog's name was Jed when I was a kid. Jack is my current dog's name, which is weird. Ash Ketchum, and Neon sounds like Neo. So apparently Neo's.
They named all these characters after your dogs.
Yeah, I feel like they're in my life. I don't like it. So they fight. Details on the darkness corrupting the crystals. So again, it talks about standard. Yeah. Any new brightly lighted environments. We'll notice the return of a familiar boss, Tiamat. Okay, that's interesting.
I'll be honest, I have not watched this trailer because it's age restricted and Google thinks I'm a child for some reason.
I'll have to watch the trailer on it. I've been trying to avoid this trailers and spoilers. I'm doing this thing where I don't watch trailers and stuff as much as I used to, because I don't want to get overexcited and overhyped and then something bad happens and it just doesn't meet my expectations. That's what I'm fearful on. So let's talk about the pre-order bonuses on this. So there's a digital deluxe edition, all platforms, which costs $90. We'll get you a digital art book. It's weird. I'd rather hold that in my hand. Digital
people that want these digital art books. Like, I like them. Art books are okay, but I'm never gonna turn on my PlayStation to look at an art book.
Yeah, it's weird. Digital mini soundtrack. Again, same thing. I'd rather hold it in my hand. The DLC season pass. So this will have season pass DLC.
I didn't even know there was going to be DLC.
Yep. Which includes additional missions, Trials of the Dragon King, Wanderer of the Rift, and Different Future. Well, that one's all capitalized. I don't know.
Wanderer of the Rift. I wonder if that'll be related to Gilgamesh.
Probably. Those who purchase the standard edition can buy a digital deluxe edition upgrade at launch, offering the same deluxe bonuses. Pre-order bonuses are digital standard or digital deluxe receives a Braveheart weapon, a Rebellion weapon, an illustrious shield, and a 72-hour early access to the full game. 24 hours for PC. PlayStation 4 digital pre-orders will also receive a bonus console theme. Remember when themes were a thing?
I missed those.
Yeah, I wish I had those back. It talked about a few upgrades on it. They talked about how things are changing because of the feedback. Looks like if you purchase this game on the PS4, you can download a free PS5 console enhancement update once you get your PS5, which will probably be in 2023. So good luck to you guys. A few screenshots. I don't know. This does not. I don't think it fits Final Fantasy's world. I don't know. We'll see.
I know after all this new info came out, the temperature rose on this game. I think people are more welcoming to it, more open to it. There are people legitimately excited about the game.
Yeah, good for them. I'm excited for them that they see this as a great addition to Final Fantasy. Let's be honest, we're gonna buy this. I know you're rolling your eyes, but you know you're gonna buy it. So am I.
Probably. I mean, unless it comes out and then everybody hates it. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, give it like 2 days before we buy it, and then everybody's like, "This is shit." I'm like, "Thank God we waited." I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know what's going to happen with
a steelbook, so I don't need to pre-order it.
I don't think there's a steelbook edition with it, so I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. I know that also they revealed Princess Sarah and BK, the pirate guy from Final Fantasy 1.
Yes, that's true.
And I know the big drop was that the main character Jack apparently is Garland. His name's Jack Garland, which is confusing to me because I thought in the first trailer they were talking to Garland at one point.
Do you think that Garland is the main guy and then Jack Garland is his son?
If I had to come up with a theory right now, I would say that there's a 2,000-year time loop shit going on, and we are Garland from the future or Garland from the past, or vice versa, and the other one's like an alternate version of Jack time traveling or some shit. So, that's the best I can come up with, but that's literally without even having seen this trailer. So,
listen, when they start talking about time travel and stuff, it's just getting a little bit too wonky. You know, you get too
that's the most
crazy.
notable thing about Final Fantasy 1 story is that it all comes down to a 2,000-year time loop. So, but yeah, we're definitely going to keep an eye on this unless Google continues to think I'm too. So,
If it comes as a steelbook, I'll let you know. But I don't think it has a steelbook.
We won't be able to report on this anymore until Google learns my true age. So,
show them your ID. All right, so Dragon Quest X, Dragon Quest 10, in case you didn't know. Offline launches for PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC Steam in Japan, February 26, 2022. So it's not coming to us. Sorry, guys. It's not happening. I guess I don't know anything. Is this supposed to be a MMO? Is that why now it's called online or offline?
Yeah. So Dragon Quest X was originally an MMO, right? That never came to America, or left Japan rather. But they're making a new version of it where you basically don't have to be online to play it, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, they were supposed to do that with Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah,
mobile. They were supposed to do that, and they just something
finally
happened.
got canceled. Not too long ago, we reported on that. I remember we were all shocked after having not heard anything about it for like 8 years or whatever. But
yeah, because I was kind of looking forward to the mobile version of it. Like, as much as I hated mobile, but I thought that was going to be kind of fun. And they were going to launch it on the mobile and still had the online capability to it, but whatever, that's fine. So we're talking about Dragon Quest, not Final Fantasy. Dragon Quest 10 offline was showed at the Tokyo Game Show. Like I said, it'll be available February 26, 2022 in Japan only. Looks like the offline version of the Awakening of the Five Tribes story will have the 5 characters accompanying everything. Let's see here. What else we got? They have companions will also have voice lines by their voice actors from Dragon Quest Rivals.
Cool.
Major DLCs will be based on the version 2 story of the online game. It'll also have available for purchase separately in the future. Players with a PlayStation 4 copy can get the PS5 upgrade for free. It seems like very standard. That's what's happening nowadays with the PS4 and PS5. There will be no crossplay save feature on different platforms, so you won't be able to do that. But that's really it. That is it for now. Like I said, it came out. It's going to come out for PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Steam.
And has it been confirmed? Sorry if you mentioned this, but did they say whether or not it's officially coming to
America?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. I'm not hopeful.
I don't think so either, because if it doesn't do well over there, I don't think they will bring it over to us.
Yeah, we'll see. But I do like this practice. I wish that they would do this more often. Like, I would love to play an offline version of Final Fantasy 11 or even 14, which I don't think is ever going to happen. We didn't actually put this in the doc, but Final Fantasy 14, I think I read just yesterday, is now like the highest grossing Final Fantasy.
Yes.
So that's crazy. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting an MMO like every other mainline Final Fantasy.
I don't think we ever will. I think 14 will go on for another at least 5-6 years, 10 years, if that.
I mean, 11's still going. So
that's true. Yeah.
And I think it wasn't that long ago that they actually announced new content as well. So that's crazy to me, but okay. But hopefully they will bring it over. It seems like such a waste to make an offline version and then not take it overseas where not all the Dragon Quests are available. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Give me just a sec.
You're good. Apparently my mic was blowing everybody out, so just bear with me if I'm a little too loud today, guys. I'm sorry. I'll start talking like this.
Don't do that.
I got that. I got stupid dogs barking in the background.
we're trying today.
I know, guys. My mother-in-law's dog is probably the most needy dog I've ever encountered in my life.
So sorry.
I know. I have to touch it. Like, I literally have to have a hand on it the entire time. That's how bad my mother-in-law has spoiled this dog. And did you know they make Valium for dogs? Or not Valium, but like anxiety medicines for dogs?
I did know that.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me at all. Is it on it?
Yeah, it is.
So sorry.
I know. I'm starting to play games and stuff. It's just like pet me, pet me, pet me, pet me. I'm like, listen, I eat both hands. You need to move. So
Okay. All right. Sorry, I was stalling. I was trying to get something ready for this next segment.
oh, I can
right.
stall. I promise you I can stall.
I'm good now. Cut. Okay, guys. The next story, it finally happened. The final DLC character for Smash Brothers Ultimate is Sora from Kingdom Hearts. It's a dream come true. They said it couldn't happen. It happened. I'm so excited. I can't think of a better final character. I can tell you're not excited at all, but you don't really play Smash, right?
Nope. But I do love the enthusiasm behind this for everybody that's involved. Yeah, it's pretty awesome for them.
Yeah. I mean, I know you don't really play Smash, but can you think of any better character?
No, I don't.
I can even think of would be like Master Chief or something.
Yeah, that's true. Master Chief would do that, but again, Microsoft and Nintendo aren't playing really well together, so
that wouldn't surprise me, but to be honest. But so apparently, they did a character ballot where people voted on who they wanted to see come to Smash like 6 years ago, and Nintendo didn't actually publish the results of that. Apparently, Sora was number 1 on that list.
I would doubt that.
Yeah, and they just couldn't make it happen back then because the reason it was so like people thought it couldn't happen is because Disney owns the Kingdom Hearts characters, even though which is I still think that's bizarre because they're so much more like Square characters than Disney characters. But oh well. So I'm excited. Sora actually launches on Smash tomorrow as of this recording. It will already have happened for people listening to this.
Really?
Later. Yeah. So that's October 18th. So by the time you're listening to this, it should already be out. He looks fun to play. I know Smash isn't really an RPG at all, but Sora is from a famous RPG series. So yeah, I will definitely be playing that, and I think it's a perfect cap off to the Smash DLC. We got like 89 characters or some shit, 81 characters. I can't remember exactly. So,
it's a lot of characters.
Yeah. But in related news, during the same reveal of Sora and Smash, they also announced that all the Kingdom Hearts games are coming to Switch. 1.5 HD remix, 2.5 and 2.8, and I think even 3. Can't remember exactly.
Yes, 3's coming.
So, but of course, the catch is they're all cloud versions.
For now.
For now, yeah. This is so bizarre to me. I can't think of a reason why they have to be cloud versions. 2.8 and 3, fine. There's no way that's going to run on a Switch. But come on. Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, all those spin-off games, well, not spin-off, side games,
they can handle it.
They were like PS2 games or 3DS games. It's ridiculous. I did read an article. Apparently, the reason they're giving is because of the storage size of the Nintendo Switch cartridges. Do we believe that? I mean, it is multiple games.
Well, I mean, I have seen some games on the Switch that, you plug it in, but you still have like a 30 gig update or 30 gig download on top of the game itself. So maybe.
Yeah. Maybe Nintendo should have gone the route of the PSP or whatever, where you have to actually insert like the UMD discs into the handheld.
Yeah. I missed those.
I don't know. But this is such a big letdown because, from what I've heard, the cloud versions of anything that streams to the Switch does not work too well unless you just have perfect internet. So
that makes me sad because this is what I wanted. I wanted this on the Switch. Well, sort of. You know what I really want on the Switch?
Yeah. Well, it's not. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. if they can't fit these Kingdom Hearts games onto the cartridge, though, there's no way they'll be able to do Final Fantasy 13 trilogy.
I know. That's what makes me sad.
I wouldn't think anyway.
I mean, shit, they can put Resident Evil games on there, the newer ones.
Right. So that would be cool. Wait, isn't 4 and 5 and already on there? Oh, you're talking about 7 and 8.
Yeah, 7 and 8's not 4. You've got all the games 1. You get 0, 1, 4, 5, and 6. all on there.
Right. Okay, but maybe let's not lose hope though, because Nintendo Life actually interviewed one of the Kingdom Hearts producers or whatever and pressed him on this. And they asked him, why is there a potential that we'll get these physically at some point? And he didn't give them a straight answer. So
because they're testing this out. It's like, we'll see if this actually, gets bought. So I don't know, which is dumb.
Yeah. So never lose hope, but if I'm a betting man, I would say don't hold your breath.
All right, so Dragon Quest composer, what's his name? Scott
Oichi Sugiyama? I don't know.
Sugiyama has died. Famous composer for Dragon Quest, very controversial composer for Dragon Quest, and that's where we will leave it. So we won't celebrate his death. We'll celebrate his work, but we will not celebrate him. How about that?
That's good enough.
Yeah.
I think me and you could probably do like a whole aftercast or something on this.
Yeah. I didn't know.
At all, but
I had no idea who he was. Yeah. Until I did some research and I've talked to people. I'm like, ooh, no, stay away from that guy. So yeah, that's it. That's that composer, well known, is no longer alive.
Yep. And honestly, I don't really like Dragon Quest music that much anyway, from what I've heard. So
I don't either. Yeah. Next thing. Lots of Endwalker news. So come join me on the RPG After Years MMO correspondence meet. We'll talk about MMOs. So Final Fantasy XIV's Endwalker is coming soon. I'm talking, it's coming in like a few weeks, guys. The biggest thing they talked about was changes of the access to 2 of the game's presumable 6 overworld maps, some dungeons, big boss fights. Let's see if there's anything else that's notable on there. It works great on Windows 11. As you guys know, Windows 11 had just launched. Let's talk about some of the great things we're going to look at it. I'm talking class changes. So they've had some tweaks with the Dark Knight. They've had some tweaks with the Paladin, a few tweaks with Gunbreaker and the Warrior class. There are some of those new jobs that are coming out. We got 2 new jobs. I can't remember. There's a Sage and there's a Reaper, if I remember correctly. Right. Sage and the Reaper. But that's it, guys. So, that's all we want to talk about right now on that, because I don't want to overhype this thing.
Yeah, I know Rich is trying to avoid a lot of spoilery stuff on this, but I know that there was just a big. I think they're starting to preview it with some outlets, and people have their hands on the beta or whatever you want to call it. Some people, and it sounds like it's all going to be good. I mean, they've got a lot to live up to after those other expansions that are so award-winning and all that. But
yeah, it's like it with every expansion with 14, it sets the bar up higher. Heaven's Word was great. People really loved it. What was it? Stormblood was amazing, and then now Shadowbringers. I mean, in Shadowbringers, they had Tom Holland being one of the commercials guys for that. He was doing push-ups. Yeah, just doing push-ups. Like, I got to be the warrior of darkness. And he's just doing push-ups. Like, just play the game. And it's like, you got to be ready. So,
do we have a release date? We have a release date, right?
Yeah, it's coming out in like a couple weeks. Let's see here. If I remember correctly, I'm stupid. I'm looking at it, but every time I try to pull this up, I've got like a pop-up that shows, and it's just annoying. Oh, here we go. November 23rd.
Okay, well that's this week.
Yeah, no, you said this week? This is October, dude.
Oh, November. Okay. Gotcha.
I was like, did we just time travel?
Yeah. Well, you didn't know this, Rich, but my full name is Scott Garland. So.
Oh, time travel. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I've still got a long ways to go in order to get to, past those deals. Now, there is something you can do. I don't really condone it. You can purchase upgrades to get past the story, some of that story stuff, and get straight into that content. But I if you want to do it, fine. It's no big deal. But you're missing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, play how you want, but I wouldn't encourage that either.
Nope.
And that's all our news stories. So here's the RPGs that are coming out, though, or rather, that have come out in the past week. Dungeon Encounters came to PS4, Switch, and PC on October 14th. I've been hearing a lot about this, Rich. Have you?
Disa talks about it a lot. That was more of a it's just there's no story. It's just a dungeon crawler.
Yeah, so it's like literally you just want a no frills RPG, play Dungeon Encounters. That's what I've heard about it. So
Yep.
I like frills to my RPG, so I don't think I will be. But also, Tears of Avia came to Switch on the 14th as well. A Good Life came to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on the 15th. Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town came to PS4 and Xbox One on the 15th in Europe, and that's going to be on the 26th in North America. So I guess we're still waiting on that a few more days. The Caligula Effect 2 came to PS4 and Switch on the 19th in North America and the 22nd in Europe. Sacred Fire is entering early access on PC on October 19th. On the 20th, we got Elyon coming to PC. The 21st is a bunch of games. Disciples Liberation, that's coming to basically everything except Switch. Collection of Saga, the Final Fantasy Legend, is coming to PC. I know you'll be playing that.
Oh yeah, totally.
What's the Saga? Why did I drop for that still? I almost said Spice of Sorcery. It's actually
Spice it up.
Fire of Sorcery.
Nope, yeah, it's called Spice.
A little oregano. Sands of Aura also coming to PC, entering early access on the 21st. So I guess really it's just Dungeon Encounters and Collection of Saga that's Mark mentioning there.
I just love it now. Now that is no longer named Spire of Sorcery. It is now Spice of Sorcery. You have to petition that to the developers. Said, listen, your story. Nope, it's not happening. We're changing this. Okay, exactly. So let's look at the RPGs that are releasing the coming week. Okay, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Pass. Moonglow Bay, which is Xbox S, Xbox One, PC, October 26th. Darkest Dungeon 2, October 26th. I forgot that was doing that, but that's entering early access. The Unliving, PC, October 26th, entering early access. Neptuna X Sinran Kagria. Ninja Warriors. I got better at that. I was saying the words. PS4, October 26th, North America, October 29th in Europe. Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars, PS4, Switch, PC, October 28th. Wasn't that the one that was announced during the Nintendo Direct?
Oh, yeah. Is that the Nier card game? Well, not Nier, but by the Nier guy.
I think so.
Okay.
Super Robot Wars 30, PC, October 28th. So there's like 29 other games of that. Okay, sure. Undernauts Labyrinth of Yomi, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, October 28th. Sword and Fairy 7, PC. There's no date to that. At some point.
I'm always confused when there's a game I've never heard of and it's like on 7 or 8, and I'm like, how have I not heard of this?
Yeah, it's wild.
I didn't realize Guardians of the Galaxy was about to come out.
Yeah, it is. Seriously, Square Enix, just stop trying to make that happen. Just stop. Like, I get it. I love the Marvel universe. I love all that, but you're done. Just pack it up and go home.
Maybe it'll be good, Rich. Maybe it'll be awesome.
That's what they said about Marvel's The Legend or Avengers, but okay. They said that.
But that's all the news. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to kick off the RPG Club for Secret of Mana. I need coffee.
You said Secret of Mana. Hold on, no. Let's make the joke about that when you come back in. I got an idea for that.
All right, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and say, all right, that's all the news we got. And yeah, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we get back, we will kick off the RPG Club for Mass Effect.
Break time.
Coffee.
Okay, go.
I'll be right back.
Yep, I'll be right back too.
Okay. Got my coffee. Got my water. Let me actually send somebody a message real quick, and then we'll start back.
You're good. I did that too. I had to text some people.
Oh shit! Hang on. Let's not knock the hell out of the mic. All right, you ready to get back to it?
Yep.
Starting back. Okay, I am very excited to now convene the first RPG club for Mass Effect.
All right, everyone, quiet down. All right. We're here today to bring to order the next session of the RPG Club. All in favor? All opposed? And looks like the ayes have it. Then let the RPG Club commence!
Okay, so Mass Effect, the goal this time was to leave the Citadel, which is sort of like the opening area a little bit, and that was due by today. So, just broadly speaking, how do you feel so far, Rich, about it all?
So far it's okay. I can definitely tell this is a very political-ish kind of style game, which you have the red tape of the council, and they're part of the specters, and you have to go after this guy who is supposedly wants the human race dead, but you become a specter because your captain failed horrible, or your commander failed 20 some years ago to become a specter because of politics and things like that. It's galactical politics so far. I enjoy it.
I'll be
I'm
honest,
digging it.
I'm really digging it too so far. I will say I'm terrible at the shooting parts, like absolutely trash tier. That's why I was kind of hesitant to get into this series. But I think what I'm going to do from now on is just make Corey play the shooter parts. So
Nice. Well, and I like I do like the ability to have that conversation tree go off, and that's very common for these type of games. Your responses could have an effect to it. There are moments when I'm doing my responses, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be very sympathetic and understanding, and there's parts I'm like, I'm going to freaking kill you. It's like, you're a dick.
I'm liking all the conversation parts. Like, I can't tell how much my answers are actually affecting things. I know some of them, your choices are important, but a lot of times so far it just seems like all paths lead to one end kind of deal.
Probably. I did have one where a conversation I was having with the it's not the senator or whoever his name is.
I'm at the ambassador for the
the ambassador. Yes, the ambassador for the humans.
I forget his name too.
So I said something, and the way I responded, he responded back, goes, "Well, that was kind of rude." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yes. Well, he's kind of rude too. So
yeah, he's like, he's saying stuff to me, and I'm the one that's going to go endanger my life and the people in my crew. Show me a little respect. That's all I'm asking.
I will say, I was surprised by how little the shooting parts have been so far. I think that's just by nature of how expansive the Citadel is and how much there is to do there. I'm kind of thinking, because there was all kinds of side quests to do too.
Mm-hmm.
I did most of them, I think, or if not all of them.
This is why you almost failed.
Yeah. So, and like out of all those, there was barely any shooting other than that tutorial mission.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any problems with any of like the actual shooter mechanics or anything?
No, I was bred and born in the shooter world, so
forged by it.
I was forged by the many hours of Halo. No, it was fine. I don't really like the shooting concepts in this game so far, or at least the mechanics of it. I do like there's no ammo
mechanics to like direct your squad to go and do things too, which I never really haven't figured out how to do effectively yet. But
no, I let them do whatever they want. Feel you do you, girl. I'll follow suit. I'll kill everything else. You back me up. It's not bad. I mean, what do you think about the character interactions between like the people you've got so far?
I really like it. Some of the main characters when they join you, it seems sudden. Like all of you got these iconic characters like Garrus. I know who Garrus is even before I played this game. I always hear people talking about Garrus, and he just like you kind of have a conversation with him, and then he joins you. And I know he's going to be with us like the whole series. So it's kind of funny. But I like the characters. Do you have like any favorites or like ones you don't care for? Or
I like Ashley so far, and I like Garrus. That's who I've been mainly running with is Ashley and Garrus. Although I just picked up Rex before I left the Citadel because I guess I forgot. I think do you get all your characters here or no?
I think there's one character that probably the most famous Mass Effect character that you get after this.
Gotcha. Okay, because I got everybody else. I switched. Yes, I switched Garrus, or I switched Ashley for Garrus and Rex. I'm gonna run with the boys team. We're gonna have a boys club. No.
Right now, wait, did you get Tali though?
Yeah, I get Tali.
Okay. Right now we're running with Rex and Tali, but I don't know. Like, do you need to switch your characters out to make sure everybody gets experience, or is it? I don't know.
I have no idea.
That works.
So, what are you running with? Are you running with a assault rifle, a sniper, like, or whatever class you've picked?
Oh, that's a good point. We picked Vanguard as our class. I was going to go soldier because I've heard that's like the easiest, simplest thing to do. But I was like, come on, throw a little bit of spice in there. So I picked Vanguard.
I think I picked Vanguard.
Okay.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I did that. I finished my part up the day before, but like I started like a week earlier to that. So I just totally forgot what I picked. I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure I picked Vanguard.
Right. If you did indeed pick Vanguard, then we are now Vanguard bros.
Yes.
What about your what did you do with the character creation?
As in try to make my own character.
Yeah.
Somehow it kind of looked like you.
Oh, really?
just a tiny bit.
That's weird.
I don't know how that happened.
That's weird because I think Bill told me his character looks like a discount Scott too. So I don't know. I tried to make mine look kind of like me, and I couldn't do it. My character looks kind of questionable, but we should take shots and send it to each other so we can know what our characters look like.
Okay, I'll do that. Because I looked at it the other day, I was like, this kind of looks familiar. And I was doing stuff and I saw one of your posts on Instagram. I was like, son of a bitch, I made Scott.
It's funny. Despite all the character creation options that they give you, I still felt like there was no way I could make my character not just like ugly as hell, no matter what I did. So
look like a deformed oddity, just saving the universe. I'm like, he's saving the universe. Like he is ugly. You're like, we don't look at his face.
One cutscenes with like the default shepherd that you always see, and he looks janky too. So I don't know.
Well, I had heard this is something for I don't know if anybody's read up on the lore and stuff, but Commander Shepard's supposed to be a girl.
I didn't know that. I know
that's what I heard.
They introduced FemShep later, and like she wasn't originally in Mass Effect 1, I don't think. I almost wanted to go FemShep because I've heard that her voice actor is great. Isn't it supposed to be Lightning?
I think so.
Voice actors? Yeah.
I think so.
Ellie Hillis. I think that's right. I better.
Oh shit! I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna change it up.
If only you could change it later. Let's see. I've probably spent way more hours in this game already, just from running around the Citadel. So I'm hoping that is not indicative of how long you can spend. Because I'm thinking that now that we're out of the Citadel, the rest of the game will be more streamlined.
I feel like you're not. I feel like it's going to be worse.
Let's hope not.
And you're going to be upset.
I think so far my favorite character is probably Rex. He has a lot of like funny lines and quips and shit like that. What else do we got? Is there to talk about?
I know we don't talk too much about story. Right away, I do not like Saren. I mean, you're supposed to not like it. Yeah,
he's the villain.
Because he's the villain. So far, he's the villain. I don't know. He's got this. He is the villain, but it's this weird Star Wars vibe I get that he's not really the villain. He's just a puppet. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see for sure. Right now, he feels like a very cookie cutter villain. I was surprised because he just kills off Nihilus, and then there's that other guy that joins your squad for 2 seconds, the corporal that dies immediately. And I was like, wait a minute. I fully expected the corporal to die because I'd never heard of him, and he was in the party. But I didn't expect it to be like as soon as boots touch the ground, worthless. I know he's not a main character, but I like Joker so far. I think he's cool and honestly attractive. So
The Seth Green character.
yeah, him.
I hear that he gets a love weird relationship with the computer.
Oh, really?
That's what somebody told me.
That's going to be interesting. We'll find out, I guess. But yeah, so far I'm kind of digging it. I've never actually played a game like this where there's so much dialogue options, I guess. I know this used to be very popular, like like they do this a lot in Elder Scrolls too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never played a game like that. I've played games like Life is Strange, like or Telltale games, but I think that's kind of different. But yeah, so I guess we can go ahead and jump into our feedback. We got quite a bit.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
You got it pulled up over here?
I do. I've got some of it pulled up. Yes.
Let me find the first one, and then we can just take turns.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. So JS said he hit the checkpoint last month. Oh, wait. Before we do this, I do have an unfortunate announcement to make. I did not hit the checkpoint.
Shame.
I'm so embarrassed.
Scott, that's okay. Hey,
I got caught up in those side quests.
It happens. It's okay. See, this is what you do. You typically miss the first checkpoint and then you blow through the rest of them. I think that's what it is, because you got to get your feet wet.
Yeah. Well, I did all the side quests and I made it to the Normandy. I'm back on the ship. I just ran out of time and had to go to bed at that point. And
you were almost there.
Yeah, I literally could have gone like a couple more scenes.
Yeah. What the heck?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Just one strike.
Yeah.
So JS says, hit the checkpoint last Monday night, the second night of the section. So he flew through it. He's playing on casual because he's not that into shooters. My thoughts so far on the game. Thankful for casual mode because I suck at this combat. I feel you, brother. Liking the dialogue options and the Paragon/Renegade mechanic. I've been going Paragon myself. Have you been using
I think
those
so.
options?
I've been going Paragon most of the time.
Gotcha. Continues on. Enjoyed how the quest opened up once we get to the Citadel. I probably did about half of the available quests, and it really opens up a lot about the lore of the game and the different alien races. The lore is really cool, but they hit you with a lot at the beginning.
Yeah.
Wrapped up the story with a party of Rex, Tali, and my Shep as a vanguard. Oh, he's basically me. Probably going to roll with this group for a bit. It seems balanced. Haven't figured out how to use the adept special powers yet as a vanguard. Going to look more into that in this section. Me either. People keep talking about how fun it is to throw things and use spells and shit. I'm like, how?
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. All right, you want to take the next one?
Yes, Frost. Commander Frost says, having played the trilogy already, it was fun to be back in this world. The sheer amount of lore in these BioWare games is fantastic. I'm playing this on the console for the first time and still adjusting the controls. I went soldier to simplify the combat, and I think I'm going to master shotgun and sniper rifles. So far, the Legendary Edition has been a nice improvement over the original. That's what I'm playing on.
Me too. Makes me wonder what the original was like or what the differences are.
I have the original on my PC. I just decided not to do that. I was like,
that's the version Bill is playing. So
yeah.
Okay. Our friend Brett from Skeleton House Podcast. Be sure to go listen to that. He says, love the lore and the world. The combat isn't great, but it's serviceable enough. Launching dudes into the stratosphere never gets old. So yeah, again, we haven't figured out how to do that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And since you can do some side quests involving it between the Citadel and our next section, oh my God, the Mako is terrible. I don't know what the Mako is, but I guess there are still some side quests to do once you leave the Citadel.
I guess. Arrow B. Well, where to start with this book? I mean, sorry, there's just so much reading and so much lore dumping all at once. Very little action, so I hope that becomes more balanced in the future sections. The map is garbage and a waste of circular space on my screen.
Yeah, the map is terrible. I can't find my way around at all in the Citadel.
Hopefully they fix it in the second one. A lot of glitches when up close and talking characters' eyes looking in directions they're not made to look in. Yeah, I haven't ran into that yet. I think there's music, but honestly don't remember if I heard any past the main screen. A lot of dialogue is delivered robotic and uninterested. I know there's a lot of negativity, but there are some plus sides. When I do get to shoot and kill, it's been fun, probably even more so when I figured out the powers. We haven't figured out powers yet. The lore and story is interesting, and I'm enjoying it. Just wish it was spread out more. But the character in my party so far bland. I want to say this game, the worst one yet. It's still early. Fingers crossed for more balances.
Ooh, okay. It's got some more negative.
Hey, that's good
there.
though.
Yeah.
That's good.
I will agree with him that the pacing has been terrible so far.
Yep.
But I'm still digging it. Next up, Abrax says, all I really want to say is fuck the council. So that's some foreshadowing. I know the council was kind of questionable in this section, like whether or not they're good at or whatever. But
they have rules. They have to have rules.
Yep.
So Brandon, good friend of the show, Brandon. There's a lot of lore to take in, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. The combat took some getting used to, and I'm still learning the ropes. It's not awful, though. I'm enjoying diving through the dialogue options to understand the story and lore as much as I can. The map is hard to navigate. That's pretty much a common thread here. It's hard to tell where you need to be and go. It's a bit hard to manage equipment. Thankfully, with the skills, I can auto level, which hasn't burned me yet. There's an auto level feature?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
That's one of the new features of the Legendary Edition, I think. Maybe.
Oh. Okay.
Always have to make Corey do the skill tree shit, and every game has a skill tree. So,
oh, what are you gonna do with Final Fantasy 16 then? It has an extensive skill tree.
Maybe I'll make Corey do it.
Yeah, a lot of the squad are joining quickly without much of an opportunity to understand who they are. I'd prefer more time to get to know them as they are introduced. I mean, that's true.
Comment on that earlier.
The infliction of a response aren't well conveyed by the dialogue options. Example, bottom right is usually aggressive, even if it doesn't seem to be. Yeah, I could see that.
Let's see. Just skimming through here. People are really they got into a little conversation after this about how bad the weapon inventory system is. Because apparently there is a space limit, which I didn't know. So Abrams was saying, watch out for that. Apparently on PC you can modify the files to where you have max unlimited inventory. So maybe I'll regret not playing on PC. Ginormous76 says, I love that the weapons use a heat sink instead of ammo. It's very clever and showcases the idea of future tech. That wasn't, I know we briefly mentioned that, but the unlimited ammo is cool. I also love exploring worlds in the Mako. Makes it feel like you're actually landing on a new world or one with just a small outpost. Thought it was interesting that you just pick up Ashley because her unit died. I would think there would be a designated unit the human military would send her to by rule. Nope, she's just ours now.
Yeah, you take her.
I'll take Caslo since it's so long.
Oh my god, it's huge.
Okay. Caslo says, for my playthrough, I chose Vanguard, which balances biotics with combat. Okay, another Vanguard, bro. That's the normally try to balance physical power with magical ability in RPGs. In this section, I didn't get much of an opportunity to use the Vanguard's biotic powers, so I can't comment on how they feel to use. Okay, agree. For the story, this section is very much just setup. You're being introduced to characters, galaxy politics, and the game's controls. I'm not quite gripped by our current mission, as it seems pretty standard to stop the villain from destroying everything. Moreover, I'm quickly reminded of how I don't find BioWare graphics attractive, at least for humans. I think the graphics and designs of alien species look great, but humans just look ugly for some reason that I can't put my finger on. I agree with that. Actually, the aliens do look good, but the humans are, ugh.
Yeah.
I will say, and this likely will have no bearing on the game at all, but I am very intrigued by a race of creatures you come across in the Citadel. Notice the Keepers. These bug-like creatures are free to roam the Citadel without any restriction. The game says that they are only used for maintenance of Citadel systems, but I don't know. I just don't trust them for some reason. I think it's their freedom to go anywhere without anyone paying them any mind. Part of me wonders if Saren may be using these to get into things he shouldn't normally be able to. I guess time will tell. Finally, just a nitpick on the way out. I could not locate a run button in the controls, which made traversing the Citadel a real chore. It does take a while. Shepard runs kind of slow. But yeah, I'm hoping there's more to the Keepers, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't find out in this game, if there is.
That'd be kind of funny, though.
Yeah. What else?
Ryan put his in there.
Okay, go ahead.
So my thoughts. I've played these games before, and whenever they come up, I've always shout about how ME1 is my favorite and the best, so on and so on. And I was generally surprised how well it held up. I was generally enjoying the combat. I was charmed all over again by the music and the visuals and the voice acting. I love the setting and all the different alien species. As soon as I was playing it, came back to me. Why would I play and replay this when I was younger? The equipment menu is really clunky. It was my biggest and really only issue, adept from a couple of quite funny visual bugs. Though I really like the weapon mod, and I'm very excited for the ones to come in later sessions. So, supposed to get better. Supposed to.
Okay. That's all we got, which was a lot. So thank you guys, everybody, for the feedback.
Yeah.
Really feels like we're playing along together, like a club.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on this first Mass Effect section?
I'm glad we're playing this one to cross off our list. I know something me and you have talked about in the past. So far, it's a really story-driven game. I don't see much of like the RPG elements besides the leveling tree. That's about it. But I'm curious. I'm curious to see what Sauron's doing. I'm curious. Saren. Saren. I'm curious what Saren's up to. I know it's something to do with killer robots. I feel like that's Skynet.
I'm liking it. I feel like it's probably only going to get better from here now that we're past all this like info dumps at the beginning. So yeah, looking forward to the next time. But now I think it's time to adjourn the club and cap off the show.
Yeah.
Get to Mars, from the council to the citiest Mars, from the reaches of space to the pillars of a sorry grace. There are battle womatarians lacking in humility, Turians that brag about their reach and flexibility. The clutter of the city spreads to the lowliest stars. But no matter what scars you bear, whatever you conform you wear, you can fight like a crook, run like a leopard, but you never be better than Commander Shepard.
I love that song, even before I played Mass Effect. But that's it, everyone. Next week, I actually don't know what we're going to do. It's probably going to depend on if we get any good RPG news. We might have to come up with something different for next week. Now that we don't have any more reviews in our backlog or anything like that. So
yeah, we had a nice little lull of, RPG Club review, RPG Club review. It just worked out very nicely that way.
Now we don't know what to do. So
no.
How do you podcast again?
I don't know. Speaking of the RPG Club, guys, again, we talked about the current game, which is Mass Effect. The current checkpoint is finished Therum and Feros. That is due October 31st, 2021. Halloween. Voting is now not open.
Yeah.
I just read that horribly.
Launch into our plugs. We would really appreciate it. It would help out the show a lot if you guys could go onto iTunes or Apple Podcasts, or whatever you want to call it, and give us a nice 5-star rating. We just want to hear from your thoughts. We love getting the feedback, and it helps the show be more visible to the public.
Right. Patreon is another way you can support the show with early episode access, ad-free episodes, the aftercasts, extra reviews, RPG Club. That part is you get to take part in the voting and the nominations of the RPG Club, and many more. It's something that we're changing and tweaking those every chance we get. You can find that at patreon.com/RPG After Years.
Yep. And I think we're going to have a new benefit soon where Bill and I watch random animes on Friday mornings and record our commentary as we do. So that'll be fun. Look out for that. Twitch. We stream every episode live to Twitch, usually Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So you can find that at twitch.tv/RPG After Years.
And guys, we have merchandise. You can find merchandise at the merch store on Redbubble at redbubble.com/people/RPG After Years/explore. Support the show a little bit. Show off your swag.
You can contact the show at rpgafteryears@gmail.com.
And look at that, the Discord, guys. The Discord is a very happening place that we go and come together as a community to talk about all things RPGs. And and sometimes non-RPGs talk about technology. We talk about just whatever tickles our fancy. You can find that
Also
in
where
the
most of the RPG club discussion is.
yes. You can find that on our pinned tweet on Twitter or in the show notes.
Speaking of Twitter, you can find the show on Twitter at RPG Years. If you want to get in touch with me personally, I'm at the Scott Spot.
And you can find me at HailBlue1569.
Indeed. Okay, but I think that's going to wrap up episode 84 here. Got a lot of that great RPG news from TGS, Sora's and Smash. What else could we want other than physical versions of Kingdom Hearts on Switch?
Yes.
And we were able to kick off the Mass Effect RPG Club. So we'll catch you guys next time for episode 85. Until then, I'm Scott.
And I'm Rich.
See you guys later. Take off into deep space.
Let's go. Ride the stars.